Hello again and welcome to another Imperial Guard video. So today's episode I'm going to respond to some comments and feedback that was left on one of my other videos, which was my Genestealer cult video. So earlier in the week I put up a episode basically saying how Genestealer cult are kind of a hidden gem, and that if you want to relive the glory days of early 8th edition where you can take blocks of fearless infantry and back them up with Lehman Russes, then you want to take a look at Genestealer cult, because they're neophytes. You can take them in 20-man blobs. They're relatively easy to make fearless, and they can take lots of heavy weapons, lots of special weapons, and best of all, the sergeants can take rifles. Awesome, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people seem to take this as me just discarding the Imperial Guard. Threats and accusations of heresy were thrown around. I believe Exterminatus was called down upon me, and obviously some of these comments were quite funny. Crusades were launched to purge me. The Sisters of Battle were unleashed to hunt me down. The Inquisition has been contacted by numerous members of this community. All of those comments are absolutely fine, but there are a few people that I think genuinely thought that I was converting to Genestealer cult. You know, I had some really. And I want to make sure absolutely that people understand I'm not complaining about this whatsoever. In fact, it was quite heartwarming. I had some really passionate comments. People saying how they were absolutely heartbroken. How it felt like a slap in the face that I was just throwing away the Imperial Guard and converting to Genestealer cult. That's on YouTube and on Facebook. There's some really good comments. And I've got a general vibe that a lot of people were really disappointed. I want to say it right here, right now. Praise the four-armed emperor now! No, I'm joking. I want to say right here, right now, I am not praising the four-armed emperor. I am not converting to Genestealer cult at all. My Mordian Iron Guard stand firm, loyal, and pure to the Imperium. Okay. I just want the point of the video was just to simply highlight two things. One, Games Workshop has nerfed the Imperial Guard infantry so much that there are other Xenos factions out there that can now outguard the Guard. And it really puts things into perspective. You know, we can't do what we're famous for doing anymore. Or it's quite difficult for us to do it anyway. And the second thing is that if people want to go back to running blobs of infantry, not just 10-man squads, because multiple small units was never really the Guard thing, because we can't combine our infantry squads very easily. I mean, you can use the stratagem, you can do that once a turn. We can't combine our infantry squads anymore. We can run blobs of conscripts, but they're so shit, there's no point. Okay, that's so bad. So we can't run blobs of infantry anymore. Just think about that for a second. You know, it's crazy. For how many editions? You know, 5th, 6th, 7th, we could properly take blobs of infantry. And now we basically can't. And it has really, really made our army struggle. I have to admit, my power level, since these nerfs have come in, have really, the ability for the opponents that I can take on. I was smashing some of the best players at the club, and now they're running Eldar, and I'm struggling. They're running some crazy chaos shit, and I'm struggling. I can still win, but it's back to square one. We're fighting an uphill battle. So the second point of this video was just to say that if you want to go back to running fearless blobs of infantry backed up by some tanks, then there's a faction out there that allows you to do it, and you don't even need to buy any new models. You can just do what you want to do, which is great. You don't need to go out there and buy a whole new faction. And I just want to say, I've been collecting Imperial Guard for 14 years now, through thick and thin, over 5 different editions. Okay, even when I was a kid, I played 6th edition. 6th edition. When I was a kid, I played 2nd edition. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I still played it. But I didn't really start playing 40k properly till about 3rd edition. So we'll say 5. I've played Imperial Guard for 6 editions, but properly for 5 different editions of 40k. My army has spilt its blood against practically every faction Games Workshop has ever put out. My men have died holding the line against countless enemies. Quite frankly, guys, I would not disgrace myself. I would not ruin my reputation by casting aside my army, my regiment, everything that I've fought for 14 years. All these tactics that I've pulled together. It's just, I just wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't throw it away for some minor power like some deranged follower of chaos. I think you guys believe me when I say I live and breathe the Imperial Guard. So don't worry, I'm not going to run off and join the Genestealer cult. Having said that, I set this channel up with a very specific purpose, and that was to help Imperial Guard players. Back in 7th edition, we were the bottom faction, without a doubt. People can say that Orcs and whatever. No, Orcs had competitive builds. I saw Orcs do well at tournaments, if you knew what you were doing. But Imperial Guard, we had almost nothing. And I set this channel up for the sole purpose of helping Imperial Guard players win games. What was the motto back in 7th edition? I can't promise you that you'll win, but I can promise you that you will give the enemy a bloody nose and your opponents will start respecting your Imperial Guard army again. Even if that means using some unorthodox tactics. You know, back in 7th edition, I was a proponent of using Predators over Legion Russes because point for point, Predators were more efficient and you could take them and you could paint them up to look like Imperial Guard tanks and it would work really well. For a lot of people, people would run Predator Annihilators, Legion Russ Annihilators as Predators because that, a lot of tournaments wouldn't let you use Forge World. And what about using Librarius Conclave to boost up your Imperial Guard infantry so you could give all your infantry good psychic powers and they shall know no fear. So my job, I feel my responsibility is to point these options out to other players. And if they want to run them, then that's absolutely great. And if not, that's absolutely fine. That's perfect even. But imagine you're just a newer player, you get absolutely smashed every game, and you just need an edge. And maybe Genestealer Cult would offer you that edge, and you don't need to go out and buy a deranged Xenos scumbag at all. You don't buy a single model. You just say it's your unique regiment structure. Your regiment believes in 20-man squads. Your regiment believes in being able to ambush the opponent. Genestealer Cults give you quite a good way of doing Talon ambushes. Anyway, so I don't want to go on and on about it. I just wanted to say that I am not going anywhere. I am playing the Imperial Guard. I will always play the Imperial Guard. Okay, and that's it, basically. So I hope you guys are reassured. I hope you guys are feeling a lot more confident. To give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek about what's going to be coming up later. I might even put up 2 videos today. I haven't decided yet. I might put up this one and then put up another one, so an actual tactics video, because this is just a sort of a response video. What's coming up is Know Thy Foe videos. I know some people have sent in some lists to me last week through list reviews. Probably won't get around to doing those straight away. Might not be till next week. But we're going to do some Know Thy Foes. And the plan is to go over what I consider to be the top 3 most broken Chaos lists. Because Chaos is hitting the stage hard. Death Guard and Thousand Suns are absolutely broken if you know how to do it. I'm very fortunate that I play in a meta of very competitive players, so I get exposed to these lists relatively early on. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope you've got something to look forward to. As you can see, the picture I put up is of my Steel Legion Sentinels. You can see the armies coming along really, really well. Yep, Steel Legion are very close to being finished. I've just got 2 Chimeras and 4 Leman Russes to do. And then they're ready to go. So that's absolutely fantastic. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And of course, I'll see you guys next time.